If you've done any baking lately, then you may have noticed that the price of vanilla extract has, in the past few years, gone from expensive to insanely expensive. We're talking off the charts expensive. The global market price for vanilla is now close to $600 per kilo, almost 10 times what it used to cost in 2014. As of the recording of this video, a 4-ounce bottle of vanilla extract costs between $20 and $30. That makes vanilla the second most expensive spice in the world after saffron. But the reasons for this astronomical price explosion may not be what you think. In this video, I'm going to break it all down for you, and I'm also going to lift the lid on a big, dark secret that food companies don't want you to know about. But it's not all doom and gloom. I'm going to arm you, show you how to buy vanilla extract, what to look for, and what to avoid. Okay, lovely people, let's do this. So, the first thing you probably expect me to say is, it's the pandemic, global supply chains, labor shortages, shipping costs. But I'm afraid it's not that simple. The price of vanilla has actually swung wildly up and down over the past decade, and it's now fast approaching its all-time high. To understand why vanilla prices have spiked so dramatically, we have to look at what vanilla is, where it comes from, and how it's grown. My specialty. Okay, vanilla extract. What is it? It's extracted from vanilla beans, right? Well, first, they're not really beans, but they are the fruit of a species of orchid, which blossoms only one day a year. With just one shot, farmers don't leave anything to chance. Those flowers are tediously hand-pollinated, because if flowers aren't properly pollinated, they don't grow fruit. Now, once the vanilla pods grow and mature, they are hand-harvested, and then they need to be cured for months. And that's before any actual extraction happens. So, now you know that growing vanilla is super labor intensive. The next thing you need to know is that vanilla is grown in just a few pockets of the world. And this place, the northeastern tip of the island of Madagascar off the coast of Africa, produces 80% of the planet's vanilla. Now, when so much of the world's supply is grown in just one place, you're just asking for problems. And Madagascar has a few. Let's start with cyclone season. Every year, during the rainy months of November to April, the island gets pummeled by tropical storms. But the number of Category 4 storms that have ripped through the island has been increasing at a ferocious rate. Then add to that the double whammy of poverty and deforestation. Madagascar is the 4th poorest nation on Earth, and it's lost a whopping 80% of its natural areas. So the devastation from these cyclones, the impact of increasing floods, landslides, and human displacement is even greater. And the part of Madagascar that gets hit the worst is the exposed eastern flank of the island, where the vanilla is grown. So where does this leave you, the consumer? Let me first just stop and address the elephant in the room. I am in no way suggesting that paying a bit more for your Haagen-Dazs is somehow on par with the catastrophes facing Madagascar. I would love to go there and dedicate a full How Does It Grow episode on vanilla, so I could peel back the layers on the immense human and environmental costs that go into producing it. But the aim of this video is to understand the underlying forces that drive the pricing of vanilla. So that's why I'm turning my focus now to you, the consumer. Okay, so we've looked at the growing volatility between supply and demand when it comes to pure vanilla. But what is pure vanilla anyway? And is that what you're actually buying at the supermarket? Let's break down the different forms of vanilla you can buy. First, there are the actual vanilla bean pods, which represent only a tiny fraction of what's sold directly to consumers. Then there's pure vanilla extract, which means vanilla pods were soaked in a liquid, usually alcohol, that extracts the flavor compounds from the pods. This is sold as pure vanilla extract. But 99% of the vanilla extract sold in supermarkets is actually synthetic or imitation vanilla, which is synthesized from petroleum or wood pulp and is labeled simply as vanilla extract. No vanilla beans were involved in the making of vanilla extract. But here's where it gets complicated. In the past year or two, multiple food producers have come under fire for claiming to sell products containing natural vanilla. like Breyers, America's biggest ice cream brand, which slaps the words natural vanilla over the front of its ice cream tubs, but doesn't include vanilla extract in its list of ingredients. In fact, there's no mention of vanilla anywhere in the ingredients. Instead, you'll find the words natural flavor, but apparently that's all legal under FDA guidelines. At the same time, McDonald's, Chobani, Trader Joe's, and others have argued that consumers don't expect to find real vanilla in their products so long as they taste like vanilla. And we haven't even talked about vanilla fraud yet, which is a whole other can of worms, and which, if a recent investigation in France is any indication, could be affecting half of all products claiming to use real vanilla extract, but are not. There is a lot to navigate here, but there are some simple steps you can take when purchasing vanilla. First, you need to figure out for yourself what's important to you. When it comes to vanilla-flavored foods like packaged cakes, cookies, and ice cream, you're already eating processed food, so the question of whether the vanilla is real or synthetically derived may not be such a big deal. But when it comes to using vanilla at home in your own baking, it may be worth paying more for the real thing if you can afford it. Just beware of pure vanilla or real vanilla claims on the packaging. You need to make sure it says vanilla extract in the actual ingredients list and not some Orwellian doublespeak about other natural flavors. Honestly though, if we're talking about the flavor difference between pure vanilla versus synthetic, the truth is that it's often difficult to taste the difference once it's baked into a cake or a cookie. I say save the pure stuff for something where the vanilla really shines through, like creme brulee or pastry cream, recipes with just a few simple ingredients that will let the full complexity of real vanilla come through. Basically, treat pure vanilla like it's precious, just like you would saffron. Which reminds me, one of these days we've got to talk about Persian food. Drop me a comment below if you want to learn more about that cooking. I might be able to convince my lovely Persian mother-in-law to come on. Hi, Mom. I know you're watching.